Here's a quick BodyBlade workout designed off of the Stretch Lunge Matrix by Gary Gray of the Gray Institute. The Stretch Lunge Matrix assumes 3 starting positions: an anterior lunge, a lateral lunge, and a same-side rotational lunge. From these 3 starting positions, we will tweak the angle, the height, and the drive of the BodyBlade to enhance the motion. To start, assume an anterior lunge position. We will hold the BodyBlade at knee height, creating a sagittal plane oscillation, moving the blade forward and back from our body, and hold for around 10 seconds and progress as needed. By reaching towards our knee, we are enhancing the posterior chain of the body. We can transition and keep the sagittal plane drive by placing the blade overhead and oscillating it forward and back from our body, thus creating a resultant action on the anterior chain of the body. Staying with the same driving strategies, assume a lateral lunge position, hold at knee height, moving the blade away and towards your body, then overhead, away and towards your body, and transition into a rotational, same-side rotational lunge position at knee height, away and towards your body, and overhead. To change the drive of the blade, we're going to move into a vertical driving action. Assuming that same anterior lunge position, we're going to hold the blade face down, create a vertical drive down towards the ground and back up towards us. And as you can start to see the strategy, up overhead, creating a vertical drive towards the sky or ceiling and back towards yourself. Lateral lunge position at knee height, vertical drive, and then up overhead, same vertical drive action. Transition to the rotational, same side rotational lunge, vertical drive, 10 to 30 seconds, and then up overhead, 10 to 30 seconds. As you can already note, each of these starting positions changes the relationship between the foot and ankle, the hips, and the thoracic complex from each position. Tweaking this a little bit more, but staying with the same heights and angles, we're going to go with a right anterior lunge, but we're going to hold the blade vertical now. At knee height, we're going to oscillate the blade side to side, bring it to an overhead position, and once again side to side. Lateral, and then to an overhead position, side to side, and once again transition to same side rotational lunge at knee height, and then overhead. We've changed the starting positions. We've kept the same angle of the BodyBlade, anterior to the body, no matter where our start position was, but we did change knee to overhead height. And for each individual, we can work within those different zones of the body, of the height. So let's say, for instance, we have some shoulder dysfunction, impingements. We might not be able to get that arm up over shoulder height. So we would work that from knee to shoulder height in those various driving positions. Now, we can play with this a little bit more. We can start to change the angle at which the BodyBlade is positioned. We can assume the right anterior lunge, but now we can hold the BodyBlade at a right 90-degree vector. We can start it at knee height, oscillate the blade away from us and towards us. We could go vertical drive, and we can hold the BodyBlade vertical, creating a forward and away or a side-to-side motion. We can take that once again and tweak it, and we can go up overhead with those various positions. Assuming, once again, we can go lateral, at a right 90-degree angle, knee height, vertical, away and towards us, and we can change the relation to the blade to the body in the vertical, and once again, same side rotational, holding it over at an R90, vertical, away and towards us, or change the relation. Now, we just tweaked the stretch lunge matrix from the basic start positions. We used the BodyBlade to enhance the response, whether we were focusing on the posterior chain of the body, the anterior, whether we were working at the medial components or the lateral components, the outside of the hips. We changed the relation as we changed the various heights and angles. I showed you the angles at a 0-degree vector away from our body or a right 90. What that means we can go right anterior lateral at an R45 angle. We can hold the BodyBlade from various heights at a left 45-degree angle, a left 90-degree angle. Really, the tweaks and options are endless. The power to it, though, is to know what is the result of what we're doing. If we want to look at making and really enhancing the hip musculature, we would choose to hold that BodyBlade to the, if we're in a right anterior or right lateral lunge position, we would hold the BodyBlade to the right side of our body. If we want to enhance the motion that the hip joint can perform, we can open up the hip and we can then hold the BodyBlade at the various heights to the left side of our body. As always, have fun with the BodyBlade. Remember proper progression and regression. Don't overdo it. We have 10 to maybe 30 seconds based on the individual per hold. But most importantly, have fun with the BodyBlade and see how creative you can get at home.